Howdy, hey guys, this is Ben from Captain Free East Coast. Baltimore Quake Week 2. 2 was awesome. I love the fact that I've been there before. I've been there as a youth, I've been there as staff. I love it. I love event season. So, this is the second Quake that I've done. The difference between the first and the second one for me was that I ran the media shout. Now, the media shout is the slideshow with all the lyrics, all the videos, all the little symbols of the theme, yours. So, I got to run that this time, which wasn't that bad as it normally would be, because I did it last week. I created the media shout files, and there's not real much of a difference between the first Baltimore and the second Baltimore. Same speakers, same band, same youth encounter captive free group. Most of the songs don't change. If they change, then it's a small adjustment. No big deal. So this meant I hung out at the board. I stayed in the booth. That's where I was the whole time, in the far back of the ballroom, which wasn't a bad thing. So I have done this event specifically, the Baltimore events, since I was in 6th grade. I did 3 years as a youth, I did 6 years as an event staff, and now I'm on team. So before team, I did the youth and the event crew. Now with the event crew, you did it both weekends. You got to go the first and the second weekend. With as a youth, you only went the week your church went. So I added it up, and I did 3 years as a youth, and then the 6 years in event crew, 2 times each, that's 12. So I've been to about 15 Baltimore Quakes. That's crazy. Now, through doing it all those years, you get some churches that remember you. They found me, which was fantastic. I hopped up on stage for do the Friday night fiesta, and boom, there go my meals, my family times, the breakfasts. They're just gone because churches remembered me. I'm like, hey, you should come to our family time and meal and something. I was like, yes, yes, yes. All right, I'm done. I can't say yes to anyone else, which was awesome. I found the Whoosh Church. It was great. Now, the Whoosh Church is how I remember them because I'm really bad at remembering names. The Whoosh Church has something they call a power whoosh, which if you ever run into this church, which is the Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd in Bel Air, Maryland, hey guys, if you go up and say, hey, what's a power whoosh? They will gladly show you what a power whoosh is. It's awesome. It's nothing like, not like a laser light show, but it's just cool. You just gotta have it happen to you. I can't remotely begin to explain what it is unless you experience it, which is, I love it. It's awesome. So, hi, Good Shepherd. So Friday night comes around, we get up to the celebrations. Celebrations are my favorite thing about events. The fact that you have the feature band like it was Bread of Stone, and then you have Captain Free, and you have all these youth just grouping in a giant group in the front of the stage, singing the songs, to the point when the singer of either Captain Free or Bread of Stone stops singing, and you can still hear the kids singing along. Which is a big crazy thing to think about, because for me to hear it, it has to bounce off the front wall behind the bands and then come all the way back to the booth where I am. So that just proves that they're all singing loud and they're singing proud and they're just worshiping God, which is incredible. I just love the feeling. I always see God there when we have those moments. So we have the Friday night fiesta, and I do 2 games, but one I forgot. I forgot to do the rock paper scissors game, which probably shows why we were 10 minutes or 15 minutes short. So I do the handshake game. It was run a lot smoothly. I knew the handshakes, so we were prepared, or so I was prepared. Then we had the extra time that I told you about, 10 or 15 minutes. So I was like, I don't remember what to do. I forgot about the rock paper scissors game. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna do a jingy job. So we put a little fake fire on we put a little fake fire on the projecting screen. I told him what a jingy job meant. I was like, all right, repeat after me, a jingy job. And then we did the jingy job prayer. Now we did a jingy job as teamers. You learn the jingy job prayer when you're around a legitimate big bonfire. It's powerful. It's lovely. I got permission to do it. Sorry, ex-teamers, if it's taboo. Yeah. So we did the Ajingi Jah prayer, and it was just so great. Everyone just screaming Ajingi Jah, and then I just got him to sit down, quietly say a jinky ja. And then Bread of Stone came on for Campfire, and it was a great segue. Campfire was fantastic. They did Amazing Love, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. I loved it. Friday family time, I got to go to the Whoosh Church. The adult leader remembered who I was. It was fantastic. It was nice talking to her. It was nice seeing all the youth. They all remembered me. It was incredible. If I'm able to, I'll link in the description. I'll link a picture of the Captain America suit, which Jen Miller didn't like, but I did anyway. I'm sorry, Jen. But that's how they remembered me. It was from my crazy dress night. It was awesome. I love to see them. They did this really powerful family time where it was like they got an index card and it was like, all right, tear off how much people don't see about you. So, like, how much do people actually see? And I went, well, in reality, people only see half of who I really am. So it was cool. Some people had a quarter on the on the ground, which is mostly the adults because they're like, all right, this is who I am. Deal with it. Then you have the kids who have only a quarter of it in the air, so this is the only amount that they see. And it's because they're not at the point where they're like, all right, this is who I am. They're not used to saying, they're not comfortable with saying, this is who I am, judge me if you will, but this is who I am, I'm not changing. Which was cool to have the discussion going around. So, family time, I love family times. They're like number 2 behind celebrations. Saturday morning celebration comes, same thing. Dan, I love the guy. I love every speaker that Youth Encounter ever gets. This guy is just funny. He knows how to talk. He knows how to get the attention of anyone through acting, through funny voices, and I just love the way he talks. It's just fantastic. He's a great guy. If you have him at an event, get to know him. He's awesome. So treks come around, and I do Chosen. Now, for some reason, after doing Chosen for the 3 times the last trek, I still get nervous. That's probably normal, but I still do. And so we had the adults first, which I still am very comfortable with doing. I still was nervous, but I enjoy doing it to the adults before the youth. Now, the adults, we went through the opening slides, we went through the video. I asked one discussion question, and it was what stood out on Brianna's story, which is the first girl's story. And then one lady said one thing, and then it just goes. Discussion just explodes, which I loved. I didn't mind that we didn't get to the ending slides. The discussion was great. There was one question that I didn't know the answer to, which was, how did the pimps get away with it? And so I didn't know the answer because Chosen explains it. Like, I only know the stuff Chosen gave me. I never really did further research, which I probably should, which I probably will do. And thankfully, there was an adult leader who had an answer to that. And he explained that pimps know the loopholes of the law. They know how to get by. They know how to slip through the cracks and get away with it. Which was just, it's crazy to believe that kind of thing, but it's true. And I love the fact that I see the adults first, because we have questions that I don't know the answer to. Because what if a youth asked it and I didn't know the answer? Then that'd be terrible to say I don't know to a kid on something such a powerful subject as this. The first week it was, what's a madam, or is there such thing as a female pimp? And I didn't know, and the answer was yes, it's called a madam. So it was great. Then we got to the youth treks, with me running the youth. So I tell every youth, and I will continue to tell every youth every trek that I do, to make any trek entertaining and make any trek fun, you have to participate. If you don't participate, the trek's going to be boring. I sit down and say, Chosen will be very boring if there is no participation. Please, I don't want to have a boring trek. I want to make it entertaining. I want to make it informative, but fun. So thankfully, it gets some kids to raise their hands and participate. Some kids still don't participate, but you get that one little question that you ask, and they'll raise their hands, and they'll be like, I haven't heard from you. You answer this time. So it's great. Now, the best thing for me is when an adult leader or a youth comes up to me and says, you did a fantastic job running this trek. I support what you're talking about. You did a great job. I don't remember when we did love languages through team, but I guess maybe one of mine was words of affirmation. It's just, it fills me up when an adult leader comes up to you and says, you're doing a good job. Keep doing what you're doing. Because after every trek, if everyone just leaves, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, did I do a good job? Did the lesson get through? Did my words get to their minds? Did it stick? And it's good to see when youth come up to you and adult leaders come up and say, it stuck, I approve, thank you very much. And it was great. So I had lunch, and I got to have lunch with my church, my home church. So it was cool. I got to see all the youth there, and the youth that were there, I taught third grade Sunday school to. I guess that's dating myself. I'm only 20, but I'm not that old. But these kids, I taught when they were in third grade Sunday school, which is cool to have that instant connection with them. But it's still like, oh my gosh, you guys are growing up on me. But it was cool to see. I got to talk to my pastor, which was nice. Got to talk to some of the youth leaders of my church that I am really close to, which is fantastic. We had Chick-fil-A, so yum. It was interesting about our lunch group because they got the Bread of Stone guy named Ben. So they had both Bens in the room at the same time, which you can imagine through the whole week that's the joke. Haha, hey Ben, and all of a sudden two guys are like, what? And it's funny to me. So lunch goes by, have the youth treks, it runs by, it goes smooth. Now we're at dinner. Now I was invited to dinner on Friday night. And I got down where I need to meet these guys, and so I pack up everything I need to in the ballroom, and I go to the room. And I believe they said Salon Room B, which is one of the rooms treks are held in. And I go into Salon Room B, and it's dark and empty. And I'm going, where is everyone? And I go, maybe they meant Salon Room C, because Salon B, Salon C, it sounds similar. So I go into Salon C. The lights are on, which is a plus, but no one's there. So like, alright, maybe they meant Salon D. So I go to Salon D. There's a church in there. I'm like, oh, but it's the wrong church. So I said hey to the church. I said sorry to interrupt. And then I go, and I'm going, alright, where's my church? No one's here. So I go and sit by the sales table, or sit around the bottom of the escalator, going, alright, where's this church? I don't want to go to another church that invited me to dinner that I said no to, and then all of a sudden this church show up and go, where, and run into me and go like, why did you come to dinner with us? Yeah! And that just would be the worst if I had to make a kid sad that I didn't show up to his dinner. So I sat around, and thankfully they showed up. There was some miscommunication with the pizzeria that they ordered from, so they had to go get it. But I found them, and it was awesome. I got to hang out with the kids. It was great. They had like Hannah. They had Hannah na 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 na, and they had Hannah some animal. I don't remember what it was, but it was cool. They had a great youth group. They were all talkative. We all chatted. Had some really good pizza that I'd never had before, which was great. So Saturday night comes around. It's the dance time. DJ Foof is on the records, and by on the records I mean I hit go on a list of songs that have been selected. Now this dance was awesome. I don't think maybe a handful of kids left during it, but most people stayed in the room. Even for the one song that I do halfway, where I'm just like, all right, kids, you've been dancing crazy. Go get a drink of water. I don't want anyone passing out in here. Not that many people left, which was great. It was high energy the whole time, even for like songs like One Direction. Yeah. So it was cool. And again, words of affirmation, I guess, hit me, where an adult leader came up to me and said, that dance was incredible, possibly one of the better dances that we've ever had at a Quake. And it was just like, yeah. So it was cool. I got to get up, I got to dance, I got to dress crazy. I got to have my awesome beard hat, which again, link in the description if you want to see a picture of the beard hat. It was just crazy. I loved it. And I got to see the Whoosh Church. In the Whoosh Church, two girls dressed up as Starbucks drinks, which was weird. There again, link if you want to see it. It was cool. I don't like Starbucks, but it was cool to see their crazy dress. And their whole church dressed crazy. I love the Whoosh Church. The Whoosh Church invited me to their family time and their meals while I was on event crew, which was awesome. Invite your event crews to food. They earn it. They do a lot of work. Shout out to all event crews. So at the dance, there was this one kid that kept coming up to me. I think his name was Michael. And he kept coming up to me and saying, hey, do you have this song? Because we play, like, Wake Me Up by Avicii. And he's like, oh, that must mean you have everything by Avicii. And I go, no, we don't have that song by Avicii. If you come up to me and you request a song that I have, I will willingly play it. I have no problem doing that. So he comes back about 5 times. Every time I don't have the song. And I'm feeling really bad for this kid because I would love to have this kid who's so persistent on getting a song that he selected play. So he comes up the 6th time. He's like, do you have the cha-cha slide? And I go, yes, I have the cha-cha slide. We're going to play it right now. And the reaction that this kid had, that I had a song that he requested, was just priceless. I can't even remotely just try to describe it to you. It was just, he went from, this kid doesn't have any songs I want to, it was great. And so the dance was awesome, went crazy. DJ Foof brought the house down. What's up? So it was cool. The day ended. The Saturday night ended. We had a great campfire. It was cool. Sunday came. We worshipped. It was fantastic. All the churches that remembered me came and said goodbye to me. The Woosh Church actually remembered the nickname I had when I was on event crew, which was Foof, and they added Foofy Foof to it. So glad to see I remembered them. I enjoy events. Events are awesome. This is going to be it. I'll see you guys all next week. Keep in touch. Follow us on Facebook at Captain Free East Coast. We now have an Instagram for all you kids that want an Instagram. It's YE East Coast. So, peace out, y'all. Oh, yeah, and Twitter. Twitter's important, too. Peace.